Hi guys, if you watched my earlier video Triumph Street Win Ownership Review Volume 2, which is going to come up here right now, then please skip ahead. Otherwise you can continue watching from the beginning, which I would be more than glad to, but please don't forget to like and subscribe for more, okay? Ciao. It's been almost 15 months since I sold my Bentley 300, and to be honest, I've never been more happier since then. I think buying the Triumph Street Win was one of the best decisions of my life. In hindsight, at that point of time, I was not in the best of moods. I was down and out for various personal reasons. I was looking for some solace and I wanted to keep something for my own forever. And that's when I decided to change my bike. And I think I learned a lot in terms of how to pick a bike. Some of it is consciously done, some of it is unconsciously done, like I was dreaming about this. And one day I just went to the showroom and got this beauty.
नहीं पहले पहले more bikes better यार ఉండని ఎందుకు సేఫ్టీ ఓరియంటెడ్ స్టార్ట్ రా వీడియో ఇలా పెట్టు స్వీట్ సౌండింగ్ होता यार मूव
I hope this video can help you understand my journey and also maybe help you find a good bike with your needs and expectations. Since the time I got this bike from the showroom, this bike has just given me pure joy and lot of smiles, and I can't mention it in words or in video how much this has kept me going. But I'll try to make one thing very clear in terms of why I choose this bike. I'll try to break it down as simple as possible. So what is important for any bike? One, the riding conditions, and does it fit your needs? When I talk about riding conditions, there are two basic riding conditions. One is the highway, and two is the city. And coming to the needs, my primary need is in terms of keeping this bike forever. The primary reason I wanted to keep a bike forever, and the best bike I thought for that need, is an all-round bike. An all-round bike would mean one that would fit both my riding conditions, because it would be like 80% in the city and at least 15 to 20% on the highways. In terms of city riding conditions, the most important things are drivability and tractability. Drivability is how you're able to move across different gears. Tractability is what speeds can you maintain at different gear levels. So if you can maintain 30 to 40 kilometers even in 5th gear, that would mean the bike is more tractable. And another important feature would be maneuverability in terms of traffic. This is not a lightweight bike, it's almost 208 kilos. But in terms of maneuverability, the front end is actually very light, and due to the high torque nature, you won't feel much of the weight. It is roughly 200 kilos dry weight, but still you won't feel it in the highway because of the high torque nature. Features are also another important part of city riding in terms of electronic aids. So it has dual channel ABS, traction control, ride by wire, slip assist clutch, and these are for a retro cruiser. and so those help in your regular city riding quite a bit. And another important feature is the looks of the bike, and I will just leave you to judge that. Two other important bits for city riding conditions are how sporty and fun it is, and how comfortable the ride is. I've changed to a different bench seat compared to the stock one. This is mostly purely for looks. It makes the riding condition actually much more sportier than on this handlebar and stock seat. And in terms of being sporty and fun, you see this high torque logo here, so that indicates it's a high torque engine. There are high powered engines in this new series of engines that Triumph has launched, but the high torque nature actually makes it super fun in the highway and in the city. But within the city, I feel this is one of the best city bikes one can have. Triumph uses a term called usable power and usable torque. This is not great on power, it's just 55 bhp, and however the torque is 80 Nm. That's so much higher than even the newly released Triumph Street Triple RS, which has around 77 Nm of torque. So in that regard, however, the weight of that bike is much lighter. It's around 180 kilos dry weight, this is 200, so it will be still faster, but 0 to 60 I would still bet this is faster than the Street Triple RS. So in that sense, oh man, I definitely love this bike, hands down. Now let me come to the second riding condition that is most important for me, which is the highway riding conditions. In highway riding conditions, the main important factors are comfort and availability of power across the torque band so that you can overtake easily, and efficiency. That's a big factor too. And in all my recent rides outside Hyderabad, this bike held up quite well. In fact, in some of the guard sections that we did,
They're coming.
this bike gave me an efficiency of around 33 kilometers per liter, and for a 900cc high torque bike, that is just amazing. I can't explain anything beyond words. In terms of availability of power, as I said, this is a high torque bike. The 80 Nm of torque comes at around 3300 rpm, so, and that's usually the cruising rpm would be anywhere between 4000 and 500. This works perfectly for the highways. In fact, you'll be surprised how easily you can cruise, because anywhere between 110 to even 160 you will have a good amount of power and torque available at time, so that if you want to do a quick overtake maneuver or just slow down within the same gear, it has that good tractability because of the high torque nature. The usable torque comes in handy to do that, and you can just quickly traverse the highway traffic if needed and just get going, and see how it is easily tractable from that 40-50 mid-range to a cruisable range of around 100 to 120, which is best for our highways. With the regular handlebar, you'll have that upright back position and you can just cruise all day. Of course, in my case, as I said, I've changed the handlebar and the seat. If I get the stock handlebar and the stock seat, this is a lovely comfortable bike in the sense that I can easily cruise for maybe 5 hours. That's my capacity. Other people can do it longer. And surprisingly, this is a very efficient engine for a high torque bike. Let me just show you the mileage that I've been doing on average in this recent ride. It's 4.4 liters per 100 kilometers. It was 4.8 while I was in the city, and so on average you can expect roughly anywhere between 25 to 30 kilometers per hour. Sorry, 25 to 30 kilometers per liter would be on average the fuel efficiency of this bike, and that's impressive for a 900cc high torque bike, and I can't demand anything more. And that brings me to the another most important point of highway cruising, that is how much reliable is the engine and the availability of spares and parts. This engine, the service interval is every 1 year or 16,000 kilometers. Yes, you heard it right, at 16,000 kilometers, and that's a lot. I mean, I recently got my first service done and the service bill was what, 8,000. In Benelli we used to spend at least 20 to 25,000 for a much lesser capacity bike. Availability of parts is slightly a problem. Basic parts like a spark plug or a fuse can be easily found in the Triumph dealerships across India. There are around 20 dealerships across India. So yeah, availability of parts is the major parts, like the brake pads need to be changed every 8,000 to 10,000 kilometers. Those you can get in the showroom. Anything beyond that, like cables, like I had to get my wiring replaced entirely because the turn indicator stopped working, and that was a problem across all the street winds, and so I had to wait for like 45 days to get that part back, and that was a long wait. I didn't have my front right indicator working, so anything like that is a bad thing. I think these three main things in terms of comfort, efficiency, availability availability of spares and reliability of the engine make up how your highway riding is. But there is another thing in terms of one major thing that I was looking for. I want to keep this bike forever. So in terms of longevity, oh man, last long. I'm sure they're releasing such amazingly great products of late that at least for 10 years there is so much of trust that I can put in this brand. Customization parts, I'll make another video, but there are like 150 plus accessories available for this bike, and the quality is exceptional. I've never had any issues so far. It's been 1 year and everything is running smooth. You just have to take care of the bike like you would do any other bike. I've been taking good care of that bike, and I've been a happy customer since the last 15 months. In fact, I've done quite a few modifications on the bike to keep it refreshed, especially considering the fact that I plan to keep it for as long as possible. So stay tuned for the next video where I'm going to talk to you about the accessories that I fitted on this bike. And I hope you enjoyed this video.